Guys, it's time to take it apart. I did the thing, I proved it worked, showed you guys what to do. Now I'm going to tell you how to take it all apart. I didn't do a how to build, for some reason, I should have, but this is a how to unbuild, which reverse the steps and you're doing a how to build. So, first thing you're going to do is you're going to get a screwdriver. This screwdriver is what I use to build all of the things. All of that, all of the computer you can't see, all of my computer. Back over here, this computer was built with this and this only. First thing you're going to do, you're going to pull off your side panel. Might be more difficult, might be less difficult. I already unscrewed mine. That big giant freaking green LED bar. It's ridiculous. You can start with several things. You can start by handing your camera to your camera lady. Shaky handoff. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and unplug things like the graphics card. Click. That's nice and simple. I'm going to get that out of the way. There's a screw that's usually holding in the graphics card, or two. And just undo that. Take your screw, put it somewhere where you won't lose it, and there's usually a clip at the top, or the front end-ish. See, this is a PCI 2 slot, so it's got this little flippy guy. You undo him, pull on the graphics card, and voila! Your $500 super old graphics card that people are paying ridiculous prices for is out. Put it somewhere safe, aka I just threw mine on top of the couch. I didn't throw it, I set it down nicely. Second thing I like to do is I like to pull my RAM out so I don't end up pushing on it on accident. Push down, push down, push down, push down on the clips. Pull the RAM out. Now that the RAM is out, I will set it down as well in a safe spot. Next up, I just like to close the clips. Doesn't really matter. Unplug any fans, any SATA, unplug your motherboard without flexing it too much and pulling on the wrong thing. Pretty much the next step in this particular case is going to be this thing. It's freaking massive. So, with this one, I can't really tell you how yours comes apart because I don't know what kind you have. But with this one, it's fairly simple to get the fans out of there. Same thing on the other side. You guys might just about be able to see me get frustrated on this side because I doubt it's going to come off easy. Got it. Take your fans, send them somewhere safe, over out of the way. Then you're going to undo this cooler, or your cooler. If it's like this, go slowly. Couple of turns, go back and forth. It might take a minute, it might take 10, it might take 15. If you got a million screws, take your time. I don't care how many screws you have. Don't fuck up. This shit can get expensive when you fuck it up, guys. That screw is undone. That screw is undone. Oh no, you guys are going to see my thermal paste application and how awful it probably actually is under there. Let's find out. Holy crap, it's perfectly spread out. How about that? Almost as if I know what I'm doing. Okay. Your next best bet, leave the CPU in the socket. You don't want to bend those pins. Leave it alone. I know you want to touch it. I know you want to wiggle stuff. Leave it alone. Go to the front panel. Disconnect all your front panels for your case, your little extra speaker that you use to listen to your motherboard do the diagnostic beeps. Take everything apart. I mean, it's not much more difficult than that. Take your random extension cable because you thought it looked funny. Take it off. Your graphics card adapters, because the power supply you're using is like 170 watts smaller than the graphics card calls for. all that stuff. Just take it off, undo it, undo your cables for your SATA. Throw all your cables to the side because you'll clean them up later. Or at least that's what you'll tell yourself. Undo your giant green LED. Unplug your CPU connection at the top of the motherboard. Most of the time it's in the top left corner. Just unplug stuff, guys. It's really simple. Get in here, take a minute to look around and see what is plugged into what. Run it through your brain. This is where my hard drive was. This isn't the hard drive I was using to run the computer. It's just in here to show you guys. This is how you would remove a hard drive if it was in. I know the placement of this hard drive wasn't the best because it was only screwed in on one side. Demonstration purposes. It's out. Got a little crappy laptop hard drive. Take your screws, like I said before, because I've already dropped one and I don't know where it went. It's pretty much almost apart, guys. Really, the last thing for me to do is to pop this power supply out. But first, I'm going to show you guys another thing. Do you guys know the best type of kill? Overkill. Don't ask why I have that yet. You'll find out in a minute. This case panel is notoriously easy compared to its counterpart on the other side. There is one single zip tie. Oh no, I cut all the cable. Nah, I'm good. Another one of those extension pieces that I think just look kind of tacky and goofy. And it kind of went with the blue LEDs that were in there. If you guys haven't seen this thing, check it out in some of my videos that were posted before this one. It's literally just a goofy retro, how to build an older PC that can do new games kind of thing. Budget gaming. People are doing it all over YouTube. Figured I'd throw my spin on it. Okay guys, I did something stupid when I built this. I ran the 24-pin connector through the front of the case because it made for better cable management. But it is very annoying to take out. Don't do that unless you don't plan on taking it apart. I should have thought ahead. Toss it on its side. Pull your cables. Make sure they're not tangled on anything. That one is for the LED. Make sure you are not tangled on anything. You are completely free of the case at this point. You do not want to pull a piece off of your motherboard. That would be fucking hilarious. I mean, tragic. Pull. Pull, lean down, twist out. Hold it by the cables while you dangle it over your cat and put it on the couch. That's it. This is actually fairly simple from here. Go back here, you undo your fan screws. You guys might notice the mounting points for this. It's just for a little 80mm fan. I don't know if you can see that, but it had a 120mm fan. It's got this. Anyways, after that cut off, this is a little adapter guy that puts in 120mm fan in your 80mm spot. And the grill actually is the right size for it, so I'm not really losing any airflow with that. It's held on by 2 screws. The last thing I need to do is remove the motherboard screws. There's like, just look for them. There's usually 9 on most boards. This one's held in by 4. Don't worry about that. It's okay. It's not meant to be a permanent system. So just undo these. Okay. Pull your motherboard out. Anyways, the next step is to remove the cooler. mount. This one I'm just going to leave to you guys because, like I said before, it could be different on your system. I am going to go ahead and remove it on this. Wow, look at that play. I had a cooler attached to this with that, guys. What the fuck? Why did you guys let me build that? Ugh. I'm going to take mine off now. See you guys in a minute. Look, I took it off. This is the back plate that sits on the back. This is, you know, motherboard goes in between these metal brackets, and this has a plastic layer so it keeps it from arcing any of the connections or anything weird like that. You really don't want it shorting out your motherboard from the back. Nobody likes to hit it from the back. What am I saying? Anyways, removal of your CPU. Clean it first while it is in the socket. Be right back. Alcohol. Cloth. Rub, 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 rub. There's a little more I can't get to right now because the socket arm itself is in the way. But I will show you guys now how to remove a CPU from an LGA 775 socket. There's a little J-hook. Push down, pull with the hand that you're good at it with, and let it come up. There you go. That's how you do it. You grab your CPU and you pull out gently. Those are your pins. These. You fuck those up, you fucked up your motherboard. Enjoy that. Okay, I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed doing it. Hopefully I can do more things like this in the future for you guys. Help you kind of learn a little bit more. There's the stripped down case. There's not much to it. There's a few little parts on the couch left over, like the screws and the giant metal cutters. I mean, there's the parts. That is literally all you basically need for a gaming computer, minus the software that you can't see. Motherboard, RAM, CPU, diagnostic beeper, because like I needed that to figure out what was wrong. There was nothing wrong. CPU cooler attachment to motherboard, CPU cooler, graphics card, hard disk drive, or, you know, SSD, whichever you want. Fans to keep it all cool, power supply, and an awesome retro case with super green lighting. Alright guys, I appreciate every single one of you that took the time out of your day to watch this video and all my other videos. And just like every other video, I will end it with like it if you liked it, dislike it if, you know, if you didn't. Subscribe to see more because I'll eventually do more. Have a good one. Bye. Don't forget your IO shield.